The following is a review of the comic and should not be looked at as an endorsement of the creators involved. If you really think it is, bless your heart. Also, the quality of this video is low, so if you're expecting higher standards, go check out someone else. What you see is what you get. Thank you, darlings. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Hey guys, StarCraft here. Sunlight, what can you do? But well, continuing on, I'm getting into one of the videos, one of the books that's technically the end, technically not. You'll get what I mean, because you know what? By this point, when this came out, the ends were phasing out, so they had changed them. In fact, one of the ones I'm not going to cover because that one does not feel entirely like a the end is Captain America: The Chosen. I may get to it someday, but not in this grouping of videos. But yeah, during the end, in fact, that was supposed to be Captain America: The End. Kind of glad they changed it in the long run, just because of how it turned out. But because it happened around the same time as the death of Captain America, yeah, they didn't want the confusion. But in this one, Spider-Man Reign is basically the Dark Knight version for Spidey. Now, I know this gets some notoriousness for a few things. I'll go over those, hopefully. But this was still an interesting 4-issue story, written and drawn by Kaare Andrews. And let's just dive right in. As we open, first it says it is dedicated to Seth Fisher, who I believe, if I remember right, was an artist who had committed suicide a while before this. I could be mixing it up. I hope not. But yeah, basically you see it opens up with these kids, just doing some graffiti, and these overzealous guards are stunning them, seemingly shooting these stun weapons at them, which are very painful. At the same time, we open up with Peter Parker, now an old man, who's being told that he screwed up he's been working at this florist place, and he screwed up an order. Instead of instead of giving white roses, he made cream roses. And the boss basically fires him, chewing him out. And all the while, Peter is just being even more so, just like, yes, sir. But it's like, please, Mr. Nithiza, I have rent. Not my problem. My wife, your last check is covering that wedding. And as he just he walks off, again, he's just fine till those kids bump into him. The flowers falling, and then they're stomped on by the guards. All the while, though, Peter's just watching, seeing all this stuff happening, and doing nothing. He even tries at one point to interfere, and he gets elbowed in the face for his problems. The guy then helps him up, don't worry, old man, we can handle this. We don't need your help. He wasn't trying to help, he was trying to stop him. Unfortunately, the kid's name is Ben. And then this young girl watches as Peter walks off, and she's saying, you just let them take him, how could you? Does she know? And in a very obviously Dark Knight Returns way, we have this news story. This one guy keeps on making that same expression. The whole time. It's basically talking about how the mayor, they've been working on, they're bringing up this thing called the Web, response to the very serious threat of super terrorist attack. Basically, it'll be putting up these this literal webbing all over, this laser-powered protective barrier. That's what the mayor's been running on this whole time. And we then have Peter show up with what's left of the flowers, talking to someone, even yelling at him to say something, and we're seeing it's Mary Jane as he quickly is quiet and just looks out the window. He puts on this act of saying I'm gonna look for a new job, yada yada. As basically again, just this build-up of what's going on in the world. This old man chews out to some of the guards, even spits at them. Peter's having a dream of him, with help with MJ. He wakes up then, all in pain and all that. As he gets up, there's knocking. As we find out, it's Jameson. Now see what it is. If Peter's already all mad, just an old man, imagine how ancient Jameson is. Then don't think about it. As he's all like, Peter, my boy, you look, not gonna lie to you, you look like crap. Good to see you, my boy. Back wearing glasses and it suits you. It just goes on, he's just saying we got a lot to catch up on. Peter closes the door in his face. As he then, Jameson says, I came a long way. He gave him his old camera, and he basically says, like, we have a history. Just open the package. I've been holding it for a long time. As Peter's looking at the camera, at the same time, it turns out Jameson was the old man. He just starts whacking one of the cars, just, outraged. He's just like, we have work to do. Steve, Snake, are you listening to me? Damn you, Parker! As he starts hearing the siren. And so these guys are about ready to beat the hell out of Jameson. As Peter looks into the camera and finds out there's a black fabric wrapped in there. And again, all the while, much like in Dark Knight Returns with Batman, we're just building up. As Peter's just like, no, it can't be. And Jonah is getting the crap beaten out of him. As things just keep building more and more. We see through the spider eyes. And then, again, Pete just keeps on, Jonah just keeps on saying, like, I'm sorry for everything, but this isn't about me. And then Peter shows up as Spidey. Now, I should point out earlier, since this is a reprint, it wasn't here, there was a bit when Peter's getting out of bed where you see Little Spider, but that's one of the controversies they overdid. But it's not like the Batawang from Batman Damn. It was just like a very little thing. But yeah, Peter's already starting to crack wise and beat the crap out of them and just takes them all down. All the while, just like he's just laughing. He can't take it. He just stops listening and hearing them. And basically, you still get the gist of what's happening, but everything else, subtext, backstory, subplot, is all white noise. And then he starts remembering, all the people he's loved and all that. Then you see Jonah, who basically says, he found it in Peter's things when he's left. Couldn't believe it was him. But even says, like, I was a newspaper man, Parker. I dealt in truth. But you gave me nothing but lies. That's why I sold the Bugle. You made me a liar. But I'm willing to put that behind us. If I need you, the city needs you. They're coming. Can I count on you? What do you say, huh? And Peter decks him and walks off. Then the next bit, Jonah's already up in Am selling up newspapers about how the spider is back and all that. But he's been working with the kids. And basically, they're selling these flyers, but of course they're printed illegally. I do love this bit though. Maybe now we can finally ask him just who the rosebud person was. It was his sled Miller. Oh yeah, the guy, I should point out, the main TV guy's name is Miller Jensen. Cute. But yeah, they're building up everything. Hold on. Did I miss something on this issue? Oh yeah. Can't believe I must have glossed over it. We see how scumbaggy the mayor is as he takes time out to have a yearly dinner tormenting I believe it's the Kingpin. They never make it clear, but it's implied that it's him. And he just does it just to rub it in his face that he's the one in charge, whereas the Kingpin, Fisk, is just a blithering, drooling mess. Again, some heavy-handedness, as when they hear, but yeah, when the mayor hears that Spider-Man's out, they're like, we gotta do something. But his head of security is admitting we must accelerate everything. Like right now, they have no other choice. Oh yeah, we also find out that there are these volunteers, these 6 creatures, as the mayor puts it. And they basically, they've been planning for something like this. And they've been watching it all. These are known as the Sinner Six. Yeah, who do you think they are? It's also made clear there are bombs placed in them that will blow them up. Should, they step out of line. We then focus on that girl again, reading the papers as one of the guards knocks her around. Although then you have this bit, this and trash is illegal material. You're lucky we don't throw your scrawny butt in jail. Maybe spend some time with you and in there with you. Jesus! Well, stupid jerks, this is a free country. You really think so? Oh boy. As we then see Peter trying to pack everything up, trying to tell MJ just to pack and leave, and she's just standing there doing nothing. He's shaving, cuts himself shaving as he's bleeding. All the while, we see the girl makes her way into a group of the other kids are listening to Jonah as he's almost being like a pastor, just simply saying, your grandparents got scared and locked you up in this city. I ran away before they could throw me in with you, all the way up the mountain because I was afraid too. Afraid to take responsibility. And from that mountain, I watched them construct a giant tower to watch over you. And from that mountain, I watched them create a door at the top of the tower. It was then that I knew I had to come back. If the web is activated, this cage will become a physical force. Okay, I actually do like how Jonah actually is stepping up. I do like that. Because if you really think about it, if there's anyone who would, it's Jonah. As they're now, as soon as it's announced that they're now activating a code orange, but at the same time, though, Jonah hacks into the system and starts showing off images of Spider-Man, and everyone is like, the kids are like, "Hey, look!" and the adults are like, "Son of a gun." And they're trying to get some inspiration. Then out of the blue, and this randomness, we have the Hypno Hustler coming out of retirement and activating his jukebox and doing dancing, causing all the guards and the goons to start dancing until the battery runs out and they gun him down. Jonah and JJ telling the kids to watch so they can see what they're going to learn. Peter then is still begging MJ to leave, just pleading like, you can wear your sleep set. We'll pack you up something. Basically he's just begging her like, if Jonah finds me, someone else will. He's telling her, just pack your things to come with me. We're not safe. And then he's like, what are you waiting for? As he looks out and he sees what happened with the Hypno Hustler, how everything's starting to go into martial law. And then MJ finally smiles for the first time in ages. As then Peter gets a vision again. Is he saying, help, I need help, someone help. And then he seems to be hit by something, and he then changes into his outfit. Yeah, I think it's supposed to represent him symbolically getting dressed, as we now see him in the full-on black costume. Woohoo! And he comes in and just starts fighting on the guards, just beating the crap out of him. As the kids are watching on. Meanwhile, we're seeing parents are reacting, saying like, "Don't look." Everyone is like, they're saying like, "That's an old man you're beating on," because they're beating on Jonah again. People are actually starting to stand up. Then you have this hacker kid is starting to say, "We got it," and then Craven stabs the kid. Jesus! And you have Electro and all the other Sinister Six showing up and start just attacking. And they just get the upper hand on Spidey as they start weighing on him. And yeah, it's pretty bad. The little kid and little girl sees that Spider-Man's just a man, and she runs off. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of robotic tentacles come in and grab Spider-Man and head off. Sorry. Clearly, Dr. Octopus is taking him. And again, the guy just make that face as they're basically saying how terror-stricken the first street, and how the mayor's quick to react, etc., etc. And they're just trying to keep everything covered up, and they're trying to spin this all as a terror attack. As we didn't see, Peter's been left at the grave for Ben Parker, and yeah, he's just left crying. As Jonah is brought before the mayor, a knife in his hand, and he's saying, like, "I am the voice of this city," and then to which Jonah's even saying, "Then I owe this city nothing more than to cut your throat." He's ready to attack him when Jonah gets the blade and slits the mayor's neck. Doesn't kill him. But Jonah thought, "Wait, you're not who I thought you were." Then he attacks and stabs the head of security, and it's all black. There you are. White. As we now reveal, it's obvious. It's Venom. Venom is the security guard. As yeah, we find out that it turns out we're hearing this recorded message, and Doc Ock is dead. All this is just an action of his children, the tentacles, as they bring forth a grave and pull right out. Wanting Spider-Man to return to the heavens to bring everyone back, as we then see the body of MJ. This leads to the big controversy, as MJ died of cancer, and her last words were him to Peter, please go, before he takes off. And he says, like, I'll bring fresh flowers. And she says, go. And he heads off. And yeah, it turns out he then says, like, he was filled with radioactive blood. But it wasn't just the blood, it was all the fluid. Which everyone took as, oh great, radioactive sperm. Not just that, but also just sweat, perspiration, anything from his skin. And that's what Kaare Andrews meant. But yeah, he's just begging for forgiveness, saying, like, please, like, I'm sorry, I killed you. Too busy catching crooks. Like, he's a liar. But then the tentacles are pulling MJ away, and she said, you silly boy. I didn't just tell you to go, like, go away. She was trying to tell him one last time, go get him, tiger. And next thing we know, we see that girl, that little girl's putting on a mask, just doing this big rallying speech, trying, basically saying, again, she's just pontificating as well. A lot of that in this. More was the newspaper, in the news and everything, just trying to spin it all. They're trying to save the mayor, but he's like, what's going on here? And basically saying they'll be responsible. And basically saying, like, I'm a newsman. The mayor is trying to make sense of it. And I will give this. The mayor's not full-on bad guy. He kind of feels like he was doing what was right. He was just going way over the top. I mean, he was a bad guy, but again, he was being manipulated as, yeah, we're seeing more and more of the guy transforming. He's hungry. He's grown old and lonely and hungry. And when the mayor's like, this isn't the plan. Oh, it was just Act 1. Then they activate the tower already, sending out this big electrical field, starting to cause everything to get all staticky. Everyone's freaking out as something was unleashed from the web. We see the little girl again running, almost falling. Then she sees there are a bunch of symbiotes attacking people, possessing them. As she runs into the church, finds that they're all being attacked. I wonder what church this is. We see Sandman with the guards watching as, like, a woman with her baby is getting consumed. Again, they're just like, what do we do? One guy tries to run and help someone, or tries to run off. He gets shot and killed. Of course, Sandman's already questioning it. Peter is, again, he's still conflicted as he goes into MJ's tomb, or casket. Yeah, basically saying, the mayor's like, we've been super terrorist free for decades. As Venom just keeps on taunting him, saying, you made a deal with the devil. That's what Jonah said, and he said, the mayor said, I'm taking responsibility. But wouldn't you know it, the girl takes the metal pipe and clangs the church bell, causing the symbiote to run off. As even Jameson said the bells would protect them. Jameson knew. He was able to figure it out. So, yeah. They are like, the mayor brought this into our city. This is what he wanted. So we need to, he caged us. So we need to deal with this. Put on the mask. We don't have any weapons. We just need the bells. As she just starts ringing it louder and louder. Until then, Peter inside the casket, he's becoming determined now. He finds something red and blue. As he smashes his way out. Turns out, yeah, he had buried himself with MJ. As we then see Venom saying, "Here he comes." As the girl they bring the bell, ringing it more as they're walking through the street. Dong, dong. As we're ready for the final fight. Leading into, yeah. But yeah, they are, you're having the sinners are all getting ready. They're like, what's with the bells and all that. Sandman, he's the one basically in charge of a lot of it. The main guards. As they're asking the girl, what's with the bell, trying to deal with the the monsters. They're trying to tell her, to leave. And then they're told, like, stop the bells at all costs. These kids are terrorists. They're even trying to talk about, like, the bells are the only thing standing between the civilians and these monsters. The civilians that are the problem. Shit! I take back what I said about the mayor. As Sam is trying to tell him, like, look, I have my orders. As the girl just stomps up to him. Let me tell you a thing about Hope. Hope has 3 daughters. Anger at the state things have fallen into. Courage to fight to make things right. And the 3rd daughter is truth. And Sandman recognizes her eyes. And then she turns into granite. Yeah, it's his daughter and he doesn't even know her name. And she starts getting shot at, taking the bullets as she's falling apart. Sandman just starts attacking them all, trying to like, what have you done? I told you to hold your fire. As the girl's like, help. And he's trying to help her out. Being like, am I? No, you're alive. Venom is just like, finally he can think straight because of the bells ringing. Spidey's making his way up now. As again, he's becoming more and more of the wisecracker. As he then comes in and he first sees Electro and Hydra Man, and he even says, "Worst team up." The lamest team up. You know why? He webs up Electro, tripping him into Hydra Man, killing them both. Jeez, well, he's an old man, but he can't put up a good fight, as we know, but still. He then tosses out Scorpion. Oh boy, Mysterio then gets him all, seeing MJ. And Peter smashes his mask and the gas starts to taunt him. As the girl, tells him, I'm glad you can to meet you, Dad. As Sandman keeps on attacking everyone. You have Spidey and Kraven breathing the fear gas. And both of them. As they go in for a fight, he sees all the people from his past, but Kraven sees a giant rhino. And then Sandman, he's finally gotten through a bunch of them. He thinks the girl is safe, saying you can put yourself back together. She doesn't. She's dead. As he then keeps on walking through, one of the guards is freaked out. He tells him, like, work's done, go home, hug your kids. As he keeps on walking, he then meets up with Venom and basically saying, you were always taking responsibility, but you brought us here and then you abandoned us. Together we did what you could only dream of. We saved this city from itself. Jealous? And he's like, this whole about me is about me? Yes, that's it. My whole existence is about you. Why would you ever think that, Peter? Could it be because you brought me and lured me here from another world and left me to die? Look at me, Parker. I'm the one responsibility that you shirked. Not entirely wrong, but not entirely right either. As he's just taunting them all, ready saying, like, I was lonely, Peter. So lonely. So I finally made arrangements to have some friends over for dinner. That happened in the planet of the symbiotes, but still. As the mayor finally decides, screw this, as he runs. Spidey starts to keep on fighting him until Sandman meets up with the mayor. The mayor just wants the detonator. And yeah, he takes them. We then see a nice flashback with a younger Peter meeting up with MJ. And it's basically, they're talking, and again, he still is not over saying, I need you. I know you do. And when it's time, Peter, we'll see each other again. Because when you love someone as much as we love each other, not even death can keep you apart. Maybe a deal with the devil. Sorry. But Peter finally gets the more strength to fight him as he climbs up the building. Everyone watching as he does. He makes his way up and just leading them all up there. People are starting to believe. And then he starts going into his final fight. He just deals them. He doesn't know how he's going to stop it, but he's going to try. But he is just wailed on and just trashed. But he starts telling a joke. So, the operator says... let me see the whole joke. Oh, here it is. Stop me if you heard this one. 2 hunters were out in the woods when all of a sudden, one of them drops to the ground. The other hunter, he quickly checks his buddy. Can't hear any breathing. Checks his pulse, but nothing. So he dials 911, says, Operator, I think my friend is dead. And the operator says, the first thing you have to do is make sure he's dead. There's a moment of silence, and then, blam, a rifle shot. Okay, says the hunter. Now what? Tough crowd. Wow, that's a dark joke. Then Sandman shows up and he basically tells them, we had no choice. They had the detonator, following orders. Then he heads out saying, like, I have a date with Truth. Heroics is your department. And he goes in and gets himself eaten. Once he realizes about the bomb and how all the other 6 are in here, plus the one that just got, that has the remains of Sandman, Flint in his stomach, Spidey presses the trigger. Everything blows up, bringing the whole building down. As now they're like, what? And when the kids ask Jonah, what does this mean? A second chance. As they head off, and Jonah's back to being his usual self again, just chewing everyone. Mass youth have returned to the streets. Muggings, rape, and murder are again all around every corner. As we see a hold up is about to happen, and then the guy's webbed out. And see this figure walking on out in the silhouette saying, lilies don't live through the winter. But a part of them survives. And when the winter finally gives way to spring, the sun takes that seat. And a new lily is grown. As Spidey says, I'll see you one day, MJ. Until then, I have responsibilities. This really was the Dark Knight for Spidey. And I, for the most part, got enjoyment out of it. But it's more pontificating and purple prose and all that stuff, way more than is needed. And I will say though, the general idea is sound, but there's just some ideas and executions that feel off, and the fact that it was just shoved into 4 issues. Granted, it was trying to be just like Dark Knight Returns, but at least Dark Knight Returns had a lot thicker page count for each book than this did. Overall, it was a decent Dark Knight. This was Spidey's final story. While I could think of better, I could also think of worse. So yeah, I say overall this was okay. But yep, that's all I've got. I'll catch you guys all later.